Hello, my friends. I got really great advice in my last video. They said I need to talk louder. So I will. I'll talk louder. I grew up being very shy, and so for me to raise my voice, it's something I'll have to work on. But thanks for reminding me in such a kind way. I really appreciate you. And today I want to talk about what to do to take care of yourself if you're having a bad day, if you're in the middle of a really big leap in your life, if you are in the middle of maybe a transition or a change, or life changes, like maybe you're going through I heard about somebody like possibly getting laid off, and then like me, I'm on a bit of a medical disability right now, which came by surprise to me, which is a change in my life. I've also grown this channel on YouTube for the past 11 weeks, and that's been a change for me. It's my everyday has changed a little bit. And so today I was kind of going through it, and I thought, man, I'm just gonna wait to do this video. And then I'm like, oh, I keep crying. Oh. So I couldn't come on here and cry. I did go on Facebook today, and I talked to my Facebook group, and we had a few, I had a few tears, but I'm okay. And what I wanted to come on here and tell you today is that if you're going through a hard time, what to do to take care of yourself, okay? So one thing I did is I talked to a really close family member of mine. Maybe you guys don't have that. I'm not sure. If you don't, maybe you have a really close friend to call. Is there one person that you can call that would listen to you, that you know that your secrets are safe with them? Because that's how I feel with this one person. And it's funny because I was thinking of her, and then I didn't call, and then out of the blue she called me and she said, is this a good time? And I was like, yes, you called at the perfect time. And so that was wonderful. And she gives such great advice, and she's a big believer in the Bible. And she told me, because I told her kind of how I was feeling, and she said read Philippians. So I'm gonna read Philippians. I brought my Bible with me. Maybe I'll read a little bit. But that's one thing, calling somebody that you know that you can tell whatever. And if ever I don't have somebody to call, this is a really cool trick I like to use, is talk to myself either on Voxer. I'll send myself a message. That's a walkie-talkie app that you can talk between you and your friends. I use it with clients sometimes, and I also use it with my own coach. And Voxer is really cool, so I can send myself a message. So at least I'm like getting it out, getting out this stuff, Or if I don't have Voxer, then I can send myself a voice memo on my phone. So I will do that just to speak it out, get it out of you, And like my friend was telling me today, be careful of what you say, because you don't want to speak out these things that are like, it's not true. Because I'm like, oh, I'm such a mess. And she says, I probably wouldn't say that. I'm like, yeah, you're right. Why did I say that? I think we are just like, it's these ingrained habits, It's like, it's not actually a mess. Actually, I'm just going through changes. That's all that's happening. And sometimes that feels terrible. And you have to go through it. It's almost like you're getting birthed out. So you have to go through this. Like, I feel like I'm being tested by, if you've been watching my videos, you already know, so I don't need to rehash any of that stuff. But I have been a bit tested lately, and yeah, it's made me just kind of take a step back and sort of analyze things and look and see exactly what I want to do. But the number one thing that I know that I have to do in the middle of this is I have to take care of myself. There's nobody to take care of me. And so when you think about self-care, what do you think? Because as a witness, when I was in the organization, the way that I felt about self-care was that it was selfish. Taking care of me was selfish. And now I know in days like this, it's the ultimate. Like, this is the number one thing, because I cannot imagine going through kind of what I'm going through right now and thinking, oh, it would be selfish of me to take care of myself. I really would be a mess, because then you're not allowed to even acknowledge that, oh, maybe something is, amiss. But really, everything is not amiss. It's just changes in my life. But here's a few things. I brought you a few things that I really love. I'm going to give you all my tips and tricks of things that I love. So like my friend was saying, my family member, reading the Bible, if you like the Bible, she really encouraged me to read Philippians. And so I want to let you know that this is coming from she's a Bible teacher. And so probably Philippians might be good if you're into the Bible. If not, there's this other really cool thing I like to do. It's with this book here. It's called Jumpstart Your Thinking. This is by John Maxwell. He is an amazing life coach. He's been in the business for ages. And what he does is he's taken you through 90 days of journaling. So you don't even have to think about any of it. You just open it up and I haven't done this page, but it will tell you like a little quote from somebody, and then it tells you like a little idea about, and it's mostly about thinking, and this is all thought work. And then he says this side here is for the exercise that he gives for you to do, and then you write it in there. And that's what I've been doing, and it's been really helpful, very insightful, because I can really see into like what is going on in my brain. What's going on in there? I want to get it on paper, however you want to do it. If you want to do it a book like this, if you want to do a journal, however you want to do it. The other thing I love to do is self-coaching. So I take myself through the model that I use. So it's circumstances, thoughts, feelings, actions, results. All of these things are intermixed together. And when you kind of pull it apart, when I can pull a actual situation apart and compartmentalize it and kind of see it on paper, see where there's something missing, and if there's a different way that I could look at it, if it's even true, if it's even a problem, then I can really get clear, because as a coach, I can just coach myself, which is awesome. And the other thing, guided meditation. Oh my gosh, you guys, guided meditation has changed my life. I don't know if I talk about it enough, but I have a playlist here on YouTube, and the channel name is Doxy Meditations. But what I do is I turn on this meditation at night. I subscribe to YouTube. I think it's like $17 a month. That way the commercials don't pop on while I'm doing this guided meditation, but you can do it for 8 hours. And you sleep so good, and it really does reprogram your subconscious. It's incredible. It's so good. So that's a really great free thing to do. Another thing I've been doing lately is praying. I used to write down my gratitude. So I would write down 3 things I'm grateful for every day. And that's a great practice. It'll get your mind thinking in a different way, instead of looking at like all the danger and, oh, this is bad, and oh, I don't know about this, and worrying and things like that. It's gonna redirect your brain like, okay, but what about this? This is awesome. Oh, this is wonderful. Oh, this is a beautiful thing in your life. And so when you write those things down, it gets you thinking in a different way. And so that's so now instead of writing it down, what I do is I say a prayer. And I say, dear God, or I say, mostly I say, dear God. Every now and then I slip up and I say Jehovah. And then I say, thank you, thank you, thank you. 3 different things and I try to make them different things, not always the same. Otherwise I'd be like, thanks for the coffee. But I say 3 things that I'm thankful for. And then I just sort of pour out my heart and say like, hey, you know, this thing, I really don't understand what's going on here. Can you please help guide me? Can you please show me the way? Can you please take away the people that are not aligned with my destiny? Can you please put people in my path that are for me, for my highest good, for my ultimate, you know, for my ultimate life, for the ultimate version of me, you know? I believe that that's what we're here to do on earth. I believe that is our job, is just to evolve, you know? And if you're done evolving, awesome. Some people, you know, they're very content, so they don't really, you know, they're not super ambitious. They're just kind of like, oh, we're good, you know? For me, I'm very ambitious because I lost half of my life to living inside of a cult, and more than half of my life. And so, so for me, it's really, really, really important for me to really figure things out, and for me to really live into the person I was always meant to be, that I never could have been if I didn't leave. So that's why I'm like, well, that's why it's so important. Okay, here's another awesome book that I love. This is so good. This is called Everything You'll Ever Need. And when I'm feeling a little bit down, I just open it up. Sometimes I do the same thing with the Bible. I'll just open it to a page and say, what do I need to? Oh my gosh, it's so perfect when this happens. You see, I just opened that, and guess what? Do you see what it landed on? It says self-love. It says falling in love should never be an excuse to lose yourself. That's so good. Yeah. If you love yourself that much, somebody else's love is like the cherry on top, isn't it? Yeah, because you don't need it. It's just sort of extra. So that is cool. Self-love. And then here's the other thing I wanted to share with you is this book. It's called Exiting the JW Cult. This is it's called A Healing Handbook for Current or Former Jehovah's Witnesses. And it's by Bonnie Zeman. And I believe I think she's a therapist. Oh, okay. Okay, here we go. This will be good. I just open it up to a page, and it says, it says shoulds. If you find yourself thinking a lot of should thoughts, such as, I should write to the governing body, itemizing all of their abuses, or I should tell Dad about the JW deceptions, or I should get rid of all the JW literature in my home, I should join the activist work against JW abuses, I should get involved with another religion right away. And so here she says, here's a quick way to reframe these statements and take pressure off of yourself. Change the word should to could. And at the end of the new sentence with the word could, add the phrase, and I have a choice. So she runs you through a lot of different exercises in this book. I think this is a great book. It has a lot of high ratings on Amazon. So I think if you need to get, you know, if you're kind of stuck in that JW stuff, and because we all do, I mean, geez, I have this book too. You know what I mean? Sometimes I need it too. We all do. And so those are all wonderful things. And the other thing that I love to do is I love listening to podcasts to really inspire me. I love taking walks and getting fresh air and just getting outside in nature. I notice when I feel things coming on, like, oh, hey, this is a little too much. It's a little too much. I immediately, like, my brain, it just, because I've been dealing with my stress like this for so long, taking walks, that immediately it's like, I need to get on my boots. I need to get on my socks and my boots. We got to go, you know. Immediately I'm like, I need to go walk. I need to go walk. So that has turned into a really beautiful thing. So when you think about self-care and about what you can do for yourself if you're going through a hard time, just remember that you really can be your own best mom. And right before I got on this video, I kind of looked through this book because I haven't looked through it for a while. This one by Bonnie. And she had the exercise in there. I think she called it a butterfly hug, but she said, because you guys know that we do this, right? Give yourself a hug. Oh, and she said the 2 points of contact, it must be from here and here. But she said this is, I can't remember. It's EDMR therapy, I think, because it does something to Bonnie, if you're on here, you'll have to tell us. But I've been doing this for so long. I've been giving myself hugs, you know. You guys see me on here. I'm like, okay, give a big hug, you know. And, you know, my granny, she used to say, feel my hugs, honey, you know, and she'd do XOXO. So a lot of those things that I say, those come from my grandma too. But yes, you can hug yourself. You can listen to beautiful music. And also, don't forget, you can take a rest and take a nap too. And I got reminded of that today. Well, just, you know, if you're feeling tired, take a nap. I'm like, yeah, I think I will just lay down. And, you know, I didn't fall asleep, but I did feel really nice and rested after I got up from my little break. So if you're having a hard time, I feel you. I feel you, and I care. I really do. And I know what it's like. You know, we're not all going through exactly the same thing, but sometimes we've kind of been through it, you know? So I feel for you. And sometimes, you know, they will say, well, self-care is, you know, bubble baths and manicures and stuff like that. But sometimes self-care too it's like saying no. Sometimes it means you're saying no to other people. No. It's a complete sentence. That's what Oprah said. No is a complete sentence. Setting boundaries. And also saying no to yourself too sometimes, right? Because we want to be kind to ourselves and, you know, just be our own best mom to ourselves. But then we also, you know, you can't let your kid get away with everything, right? So you have to give yourself discipline, just like you would give a kid. Like for me, I need to be sticking to what I know are the foods that make me feel better. I need to stick to my exercise that I know is going to make me feel better. And I'm saying need, you know, but it's really what my body does need. It really does need proper food. It needs proper exercise. It needs nutrition. It needs rest. And so with that, we have to really just advocate for ourselves and say no when our gut is like, I can't go to that party. You know, I can't go to that after work party. This is too much. It's, you know, I'm exhausted. Okay. You know, and we have to, in all the situations, whatever they are, you know what they are, you have to take care of yourself, because nobody is going to really understand like you do. You live in your body. You know what you need. And if you don't know what you need, ask your body. Get quiet and ask it. What do you need? If you feel a pain in your shoulder, sometimes I had a Reiki session once, and that's what it was like. Oh, it's hurting here. And she's like, what is your shoulder? What is the pain telling you? You know, that was such an interesting question. It was after that session, man, a lot of things changed in my life, actually. Reiki was wonderful. Reiki, massage, go get a facial, you know. Oh my gosh, I need to book a facial. That would be so wonderful. And just take good care of yourself, you know, as best you can. Say what you need. If somebody says, oh, can I help you? Do you want me to bring you anything? Or, hey, thinking of you, are you okay? Make sure that you're honest, you know, because there's people out there that really genuinely want to help. Because you know what? I bet you're one of those kind of people too. I bet you if somebody asked, you know, you'd be the first one to go help them, right? So now when somebody asks, can they help you? Could you let them help you? Can you let them have that same joy that you have when you get to help somebody? So just ask and be honest and say, yeah, that would be wonderful. I really do need, you know, send me a hug or say a prayer for me, or like, yeah, chicken soup would be awesome. You know, when people ask, that means they really want to help. So let them help, okay? Okay, big hugs to you. Come in here. Oh, big hugs. What a big day it was today. We got this, okay? Day by day, we're getting there. All right. Take care, everyone. Bye.